I'm catching up on my video editing, so this video will be 2 matches combined. Starting with the Rio Black Rifle match from April 7th, 2018. At this match, I'm using my Doomslayer carbine with Vortex Optics UH1 and Aimpoint 3 power magnifier. I'm doing this to assess if I want to use this rifle and optic combination at the Hard as Hell 2-gun match coming up at the beginning of May. One of the things I noticed with the magnifier in place is that the center dot of the UH1 is grainy under magnification. It is not as crisp as using the magnifier with an aim point. This long-range portion of the stage is one area that I felt limited using the holographic sight combined with the magnifier versus a true variable optic. The center dot washed out again, and I found it difficult to find where to hold in relation to the target at range. For everything else, using the holographic sight by itself is faster than using a variable, not having limited eye relief and not having an eye box to be behind. However, the long-range portions of these stages often weigh so heavily in the overall amount of time spent shooting that getting quicker first-round hits on targets at range tends to be more important. The stages we shot at the previous month's match were very similar in terms of target presentation and ranges, and I did perform better on those targets using my 1-6 Viper PST. Because these types of stages tend to involve acquiring the sight and engaging multiple targets while staying behind the sight, the speed disadvantage of limited eye relief of a variable is not noticed nearly as much. Awkward shooting positions are also much less common at the matches at Rio Salado, so the advantage of having no eye relief of a red dot isn't noticed nearly as often. In the end, I was 6th out of 71 shooters at this match with 71.25% of the winner's score. I was the only Trooper Division shooter that completed the match. After shooting this match, I decided to go back to my KE-15 shooting team rifle with Vortex Viper PST 1-6 for the Rio Salado 2-gun/3-gun match the following weekend. This stage is an example of what happens when you rush to shoot and show up unprepared. I was late to the match, barely got a walkthrough on this stage, and forgot my gloves that I normally shoot my pistol wearing. So as a result, my pistol shooting is sloppy, and I spend some time hunting for targets on this stage that I normally wouldn't need. These targets at the end at 50 yards require 1 hit each. If you were competing in 3-gun division, you would put 1 slug at each of them. I was 18th overall with 60.16% of the winner's score. This stage was very similar to the one the week before at the Black Rifle match, so it gives a good baseline of comparing how I did with the different rifles and optics. In this instance, I believe the variable allowed for more first-round hits and better target clarity to engage these steel at range. I was 11th on this stage with 73.14% of the winner's score. I felt more in the groove with my pistol on this stage, although this first star is a little sloppy. I was 11th on this stage with 71.99% of the winner's score. This stage is almost identical to the one the weekend before. I believe the targets at the end are changed though. I was 10th overall on this stage with 80.25% of the winner's score. In the end, I was 10th out of 86 overall, 3rd out of 25 in 2-gun only divisions, and 1st out of 2 in stealth 2-gun. Because of the similarities in stage design and shooting challenges encountered at the Hard as Hell 2-gun and the Rio Salado matches, I decided to go with my KE-15 shooting team rifle with Vortex Viper PST 1-6 for the Hard as Hell 2-gun match. I would continue using this at the other matches held in April leading up to the Hard as Hell 2-gun match held at the beginning of May. Thank you for watching, and come back again for more match and multi-gun competition content.